Okay,
And
go ahead.
when babies were born, that's what the first thing they did was they introduced them to the waters, was to build up their immune system right away. And we never had warm water like we do today. And so you can imagine when babies were born, they were born at different times of the year, and there was not that instant water. So we were always, that was our first introduction to our body to build up that immune system. It was just like the key, how Grandma would say, the key to wellness. And so when that baby was dipped into water, it was that relationship to knowing that wellness would come as a result of it. And we use water for discipline too. We use water to make us, our minds see clearly. And when a child is very young and they're having a tantrum, my grandma would always say, water, use water, it'll clear their minds. And so as we get older, we use water to clear our minds all the time, to start fresh, to rejuvenate us. So water became a part of our daily life, to be less stress, because even playing in the mud, that mud is that element of taking, as they call, detoxifying the people. So all we had to do was add water to the land, and we would feel release of all stress. But water was given to us at all times of the year. We were very clean. My grandma says we did a lot of ceremonies with water. So water was our first nature. I was going to say second, but water is our first nature, and water was how we spoke to it. We always spoke to the water. And I think that's why the rivers are so polluted today, because all we hear is angry words, negative words, and so the water is very polluted. And we have ceremonies that corrects all these things, but I was always told to take, as my grandma would say, you never had hot water, instant hot water. So your body got used to that, and as it got used to it, you would build up your immune system so that during the winter you were prepared. When the cold came, you were already built up. And that's why our men, we had to do that with them, because they were the ones that would be in the element all the time, more than the females, because they would have to be out there hunting. They would have to be, and we taught our children to be out there all the time, especially when it rained. Our children didn't come in because the rain was just was our cleansing. So water has been my gift to my grandmother to keep me well and to keep me physically fit, because I want to be able to run and play while I'm in my hundreds, because it's a good adventure, because playing in water also strengthens our legs,
Yeah.
our arms, and that's what they call water therapy now.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
what they call it now?
Yeah.
And what we did was we use water for many things, and that's why being immersed in water was to teach us how to be calm too, because my grandma taught me your own fears can ground you, and that's just like in life. We worry about life, and one of the things is it pulls us down. And along the rivers there would be these long grasses. They have names for them, and Grandma would say, when you're out swimming, always remember the water is your best friend. It'll help you through. And so while I was playing that one time, and she says, there'll be a time when you're swimming and there'll be these long grasses and they will grab a hold of you. But remember, that's your teacher. Don't get scared of it. She says, learn how to relax, because if you fight it, it'll wrap it around you and pull you down. And that's why a lot of people drown, because of those things. But she said, you just let it go. And she says, just become limp and it will unravel and you can float away from that. So there's a lot of things.
What would be, if someone came with you with certain conditions, what would you say would be a good thing for them, like when you would prescribe or say, a teaching to go to the water where it's cool? Like, what would be certain things that you could see in a person's body or in their demeanor or in their spirit of why they should go into water like that?
Grief. Anyone that has grief needs to be cleansed. They need their body to learn to get back that spirit. And because our people don't do that, they don't move, they don't do anything. And that's why we throw water on people. Cold water is to bring that spirit back. Cold water is my grandma would say, he's your best friend, because once you learn how to live with him, he will protect you for all these elements. And that's what is so scary today, because all the people are wishing it's hot and hot. And my grandma would say they don't realize what they're wishing for, and it's all these viruses. And the people are always saying, I wish I had be warmer, but they forgot how to be in cold, and how to go without a jacket, and how to. And that's what I tell at the treatment center. This is what our men need to do more, because they're looking for an instant high. I said, dive in that cold water, they'll get an instant high. They'll be young again. And I says, it's not the alcohol. It's another kind of water. It's the cold water.
Yeah.
And even when they have emotions, as we call lust.
Yeah.
What we always say is throw some cold water on them, and it'll straighten our hormones up.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of laughter when we use water, because it tell us how to regain wellness again. And so as a young man, they also need cold water to control their temper, because if you're angry, you can explode and cause a lot of damage, not only to the people around you, but mostly to yourself. And that's why cold water was that gift to us.
So how often would you say people should have a cold shower, cold baths, or go swimming in the river?
Well, today they have that opportunity to have a cold shower every day. They have that opportunity, and I said that's what I recommend to the young people. I said, you're used to warm water, now wean yourself. Gradually wean yourself till you can take that cold shower, so that you become, your immune system becomes strong. And I said, once you start doing that, and my grandma would always say, start with your head, because that will clear, but it will also send all that message to your body. It's like life coming back. And so when we dive into the water, what do we use? We use our head first. And so when it's not our feet, that's where we're to start. But a lot of people will start this way, with their go into the pool very slow.
Yeah.
We were to jump in and immerse ourselves quickly, because our body can take it.
Yeah. It's has that been something that people have done for a long time? Like was it prescribed since the beginning?
Well, they got away from it because technology and all these. My grandma would say all these new fandangle things that come in that will make them weak. Electricity makes us weak because we don't do anything anymore. My grandpa says they won't be able to know how to light a fire and know these things. And one of the things that they talk about is they'll forget all about water, and they will become like babies again, soft, and they will become sick. And so I've been always doing that. My kids, even when they were little, we would always have a cold house. My children would get their nose would bleed if it was too hot. So my children I was very grateful they never got sick too often. And one of the things, they were a lot stronger. And my son, to this day, he works outside. And I really We're very grateful to my grandma for giving me all this helpful information.
Well, this information I think will be helpful to a lot of people. It'll be a big thing.
And when I tell them now to do this, they said, "Oh, this is what they tell the football players." I said, "Well, everybody used to be taking cold showers. Not
Everybody
just,
used to be football players.
Yeah, everybody used to be football players because they had to get ready for that season."
Yeah. Well, that's good. Good news.
Oh,
Okay. Thank you.